So the next day.
Yeah, 17th, and also preliminary seizure on
Mr. Horde, which animals were seized on the 17th?
He can leave my area. I don't need him in and around my.
Mr. Horde, do you still have the animals, or were they returned to you?
They were returned, but the said animal passed away 3 days after because of shock. My veterinarian has reports on that. The fact that I haven't been able to do to it is due to the fact that I've been dealing with the criminal aspect of the August 17th. Now, my condition is the 16th, this individual gave me a fine, which wasn't the issue. How he acted, because the person that was working the desk was talking to me. He was talking at the same time. I do have mental issues where I'm anxiety. I was listening to the lady because at the time the conversation was between me and her. This individual started talking in the background, and one of the things that started this whole situation off was he curtly said, "Are you listening to me?" And I turned around and said, "No." And I do realize, because I don't have my tone, my voice there is no emotion. He decided that saying I was being ignorant, and he decided to portray and be even more ruder. He gave me the fine on August 16th, and as I said,
And you paid for a license, I think, before you.
yes, I did. I paid for the license. I paid for whatever. If he wasn't as curt and as rude as he was, and didn't cut me off while the lady was talking to me, I would have been able to listen to him and then agree and then pay him. And this is kind of funny because I did pay for the insurance. I paid for everything that whatever. I didn't pay for the fine. I was not objective. I was thankful for having my pets returned to me. And this individual went out of the way to drive it home because he thought I was being rude to him. My whole thing is I was there listening to a lady that had my animals who are old, and then less than 24 hours from this, because as you see the timestamp is, he put it on there, 12:40. They were at my house at, I do believe about 6:30 when they seized my animals. They had them seized for 2 months. Upon return, Punisher, the animal in question, passed away due to the fact of stress and everything of being taken away, being put into a cage. And when I did pick her up, and this was why I was listening to the lady and not him, was because she was explaining to me about how, because my cat was 15 years old, she was stating that, okay, there was some health issues. She was whatever.
I don't mean to cut you off. Punisher's 15 years old?
Was 15.
Was 15, okay.
So she's telling me I'm concerned about my boy who I haven't seen for whatever. He's sick. He's 15 years old. How he got out of the house, we don't know.
Yep.
But I got him back. I was helpful. This guy here starts talking to me while I'm trying to listen to something that means to me. And then he gets rude and insulted when he goes, "Are you listening to me?" No, I'm not, because I'm listening to somebody that has something to say. And then the fact that he's snatching my ID and everything out of my hands and taking it off into a room when he never asked me for my ID. He just snatched it out of my hand, went off and did whatever, and now I got these fines.
Yep.
And then, like I said, less than 24 hours, they seized him. They had him for 2 months, and then after I get him, there is a lawsuit going on against this. There are complaints against the Edmonton police. Human rights is involved, FOIP's involved, and I am going through because it was a false arrest, and my whole issue isn't the fine, it's the way how he went about it, okay? And the fact that they seized him less than 24
Yeah,
hours.
I
I don't
understand
think
that part.
I should have to pay a $200 fine.
Okay, okay, I think the issue is the cat, and you probably know this, the cat got off the property, and the reason why licensing is important is to be able to track.
And I paid for the licensing.
Yes, you paid for it before you lost, yeah.
I paid for whatever, and I paid it right there. I made sure it costed me food money, whatever.
Yeah.
But I phoned animal control to specifically ask, how much would it cost me to get my cat back?
Yeah.
And they specifically told me, and I had the exact amount money to pay for everything.
So you
The
paid
fine,
you paid
they,
the penalty plus you paid, I think it was, or
yeah, they never informed me about the fine or anything.
Yeah.
And the situation that was happening with this individual here was the fact that he went off the side. If he waited while I had the conversation and then dealt with me, then we wouldn't be here at this situation. I would have paid for the thing. But he chose another to be borderline racist and
Okay, well,
ignorant to me.
I don't know if you've got proof that he was being racist.
Actually, I recorded that individual too. I'm waiting to get it back because of I have to get it from Instagram and whatever. But I do have the recordings, and if they didn't pay attention, when he did come in, I did record, and I did start recording at the time when he started being ignorant, and I made a Facebook page. The problem is Facebook, I wasn't whatever, so I'm waiting for Facebook to send me the information. It's been 4 months, but I also been dealing with the lawsuit, the complaints and everything with it. I record everything, as you see right here, anything that has to deal with whatever, I record. And now when he went off sideways, I pulled my phone out right then and there, and I started recording. So I do have evidence of everything I'm saying, and if needs to be, I will go to FOIP and I will have the Freedom of Information pull the videotape from that day and to prove my point of his actions and how he presented himself.
Do you have evidence that, I'm not disbelieving you, but do you have something to show me that Punisher's been put down?
Not as of yet, no. But I can get it.
Have you heard anything about it?
And another thing that I'm having to deal with, due to the fact that this is all tied up into whatever, and the fact that I'm bringing conditions about animal control, I'm also pulling their veterinarian files from them because the false allegation that I abuse my animals with cattle prods or whatever. My veterinarians have already gone on file saying if this was true, there would be significant marking and whatever, and that's why Punisher went to, when I got him back, I do have a recollection of Punisher because I did take him to the vet before he did pass away and all this.
Okay, so I'm just looking to see if there's anything in the file that I can see, like in the licensing. When did he pass away?
I got him back on the 31st on Halloween. I think it was the 4th or 5th. It was a few days after of it. And we were aware of it when I went to
So
him.
November 4th or 5th?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, and you think you can get me something to show that he's good?
Like I said, due to the fact that I'm in a fight with these guys right here, because of the citizen complaint and because of everything that has involved with the false arrest, the abuse, the denial of rights, human rights is involved in this. That's just the whole thing. Human rights is involved in this. Professional standards is involved in this. I plan to take this. I plan to sue him for it.
Okay, and that's your right. And I'm sure you realize this is separate from that.
Yeah, but you also got to understand, because of the system they've been throwing at me and doing everything, I haven't been able to deal with, and with my mental illnesses and the conditions that they put me on, and the conditions were that I couldn't leave my house if there was any pets. There's pets. I couldn't be 10 feet. Oh, I don't have. The conditions were I couldn't go anywhere where pet food was sold.
Oh, this is because of this?
Because of the seizure here.
Okay. Yeah.
Because of the criminal charge. Because of the conditions they put me on, I couldn't be 10 feet, 20 feet within any pets. I have pets on either side of me, so I couldn't leave the house, and due to the fact that with my criminal record, they wouldn't explain that. I do have letters from the probation officer and the probation officer that they assigned me that states that, yes, these conditions are a little bit hyper and whatever. The charges were withdrawn due to the fact that they had nothing to stand on. I'm going through all that, and because of the conditions, it also re-triggered my mental anxiety. I don't like to go out anymore because of all this that's going on. And as you can see, I'm a little anxious. I'd like to whatever, and that's the side effect of my whatever. But my whole thing is, like I said, 12:40 afternoon, they gave me the fine. I paid everything else. The same people that gave me the fine were less than 24 hours seized my animals. Now I'm waiting to get there. They have not been making it easy to get me my files, to get me the vet reports because my animals were in there. They will also state that Punisher was sick. They the ones that came out and notified me that this cat's sick and whatever. My vet is also stating that, hey, he was an old cat. Due to the fact that my dog also suffers from separation anxiety, that there's a good chance that all this stress of being pulled, thrown in cages and whatnot was the main cause of him. And as you can see in the picture, he's not doing so healthy.
Yeah, that may be because of his age. I don't know.
I can show you many other pictures where even before, after I got him back, he was doing good up until he passed away. I take very good care of my animals, which is evidence.
Yeah, I'm just seeing anything that can indicate age, I guess. Yeah, like I said, so there's nothing you can show me right now. Like it's not that I disbelieve you,
I've been dealing with a lot of things
No, I
here.
know
I
you
grabbed
have
my
been, yeah,
papers.
I know
I have a stack full of papers that have piled up because I am suing the Edmonton police. And actually, I'm probably going to go after this guy's boss too. So.
And again, I think you're aware these are separate processes.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's the fact that I've been dealing with the major thing, which is the Edmonton police and the criminal charges and everything. That this wasn't on the top of my list.
No,
It's a traffic fine.
Yeah, no,
You know.
Yeah, for sure.
If I'm ruled against me, which whatever. It's not a big thing.
Yeah.
The other thing, if there's something, I go to jail, I lose everything. That's the bigger issue to me.
It is, yeah, definitely, okay. Okay, just give me a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So you can come in the courtroom or stay out here, it's up to you.
So there you go, as you've seen, the officer in question, who thinks he's a cop, sat there like he's a, whatever. So my evidence, as you heard, so we'll see how this goes. This is an all offshoot because the system is racist and biased towards natives and whatnot. And this is the general position of my lawsuit. And if people don't stand up against this, they're going to keep doing it, and they've been doing it for 20 years. I have a long criminal history, which I made mistakes, and I've owned up to it. But the fact is that nobody should be railroaded. This is supposed to be justice. Justice is supposed to be blind and rule on fact, not emotion, not racism, not bias, not opinions. The fact is that animal control gave me a fine. Fact is, less than 24 hours, they seized them. Is that right? I ask you.